And action. All right, I'm live. What's going on, y'all? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second because I don't want to hear a playback. Give me 1 second to straighten this out. Hold on. There we go. All right, y'all. Good evening. It is the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober. I am the reason that anybody talks about dark skin online. I am the reason why anybody talks about colorism, dark skin discrimination, whether it be on social media, whether it be on television, whether it be in the movies. I created and opened up the lane for this entire discussion. Nobody would be talking about colorism, dark skin discrimination, darkism if it wasn't for me. Back in 1998, I started this movement, which is the first platform called Dark Skin Activism for the eradication of colorism, dark skin discrimination. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody cared about it. Nobody cared about talking about the unique experiences that dark skinned people face. Nobody gave a damn. The only two people that ever cared was myself and Cola Boo. But when social media came along and people could start to get views, they still weren't talking about it, to be honest with you, until I made it pop, until I took the hits for dark skin. So in 1998, I was given a chance to speak at St. Petersburg College during African American History Month, Harambe, and I decided to speak about the specific discriminations that dark skinned people face. And I gave birth to the very first lane, the very first platform to ever advocate for dark skinned people. Nobody else thought about this. And that's very important because there's a lot of people out there that's copying me now. People are just now starting to talk about it. They didn't give a damn about it. They didn't see the importance of it. I made it important, and they still to this day plagiarize and rip off my work. A lot of people online have been impacted by my work. They may not say my name, which is foul, but I'm the reason why anybody is talking about dark skin or colorism online. That is a fact. So fast forward to 2009. Between that time, I was writing books on only dark skin. I'm the first author, the first artist, the first social commentator, the first actress to focus my work only on dark skin. And nobody was doing this before me. I built this lane out of necessity because as a child, my burning question was, why was I being treated differently as a dark-skinned, nappy-headed young lady, and the light-skinned people in my family were getting preferential treatment? And so nobody was doing what I was doing. So I created what I wanted to see. So from 98 all the way up to 2009, I was writing dark-skinned books, doing my dark-skinned plays. I created something called the Dark Skin Activist Tour. I also created the first online dark skin conference. Y'all can look at my channel for that. The very first. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. Way ahead of my time. We see people doing this stuff now, but trust me, they following my blueprint. Because you ain't been talking about dark skin. You ain't been talking about dark skin. You ain't been talking about dark skin until you heard Rashida Strober do it. Facts. 2009, I bring the first dark skin / colorism channel to YouTube. 2014, Tommy Sotomayor contacts me. He asked me to come to his platform and discuss my dark skin agenda. And from there, the dark skin activists and dark skin activism gets to be popping with Black people because nobody was talking about dark skin and colorism online at all. This is 2014. 2015, as a result of the colorism counseling, which is another thing that I created that wasn't heard of before me. I had a client that I was dealing with ask me about Kendrick Lamar and his light-skinned fiance, and I took to my Facebook and said what I had to say, and that comment was the catalyst to why everybody is now talking about dark skin, colorism, or darkism. Because when I made the comment, people were not used to hearing that. They never heard of anything like that before. What's a dark skin? People were saying, what the hell is a dark skin activist? Because dark-skinned people didn't care to talk about being dark-skinned. They didn't give a damn. So it was something that was new and different to them. So people mocked me. They said, this woman is crazy. What the hell is she talking about? And subsequently, I became Donkey of the Day. Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club made me Donkey of the Day. And millions of Black people all around the world via the internet were introduced to my work. So what happened? People flocked to my channel my dark skin TV channel. And not only did they mock me, but they began plagiarizing and copying my work. And that's why you now see people talking about dark skin and colorism. I even have been interviewed with people who never previously talked about dark skin. Once they interviewed me, they pretty much came and stole my whole format. That's the story of the dark skin activist. Y'all can hate, but I'm gonna continue to tell my testimony and tell my story of how I created the first platform for dark skin, and now how everybody is eating off my work and stealing and taking from me online. People continue to do that to this day. So with that being said, I'm talking to dark skinned men right now, because here's the thing. I noticed that a lot of dark skinned men are utilizing Darkism now as their platform, speaking about how Darkism affects them. And I'm calling y'all out on this now, because I don't think that that's right. I mean, I know y'all making money off of it, because again, I made it into a topic. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this topic to talk about, because nobody cared about it. Before me, show me some people that was online that was so heavy and gung-ho into talking about dark skin colorism. You weren't. I remember that when the rapper Wale, about a year ago, he tried to start pimping Darkism and saying that his dark skin was the reason why he wasn't as successful in his career. Well, why weren't you saying this stuff before I made dark skin pop? Cola Booth is the other person. Myself and Cola Booth is the only two people I ever give credit to. Everybody else is eating off our work. And I just feel like people are, using dark skin now as a way to gain popularity for themselves, as a way to gain money. And I feel like it's not right, because you didn't care enough to talk about dark skin prior to me doing it. That's the reason why I feel it's disingenuous. You didn't care. So that's why tonight I'm talking about this particular subject regarding dark-skinned men. Dark-skinned men, Darkism is not the same as it is for dark-skinned females. You cannot, it's not on the same level. No matter how much you want to make it be on the same level, it's not. And I want to say that there was a brother on my Facebook. He actually really inspired me to make this live tonight, because he's one of those rare people that actually tells the truth. And I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a brother that used to message me when people started first really copying and plagiarizing my work. And this brother came to me and he said, Rashida, you got these men now using colorism and darkism as a cop-out when they know that this is something that affects women, and they're just doing this. They're just using your work to gain attention for themselves. This was about 5 years ago. This is how long I've been doing this, and how much I have seen people come along and rip off my work, plagiarize my work. That's really what they're doing. They'll never admit to it, but that's what's going on, because I know that they didn't care about it. And this brother, I'll never forget, he came and inboxed me, and I forgot who it was, but he was like, did you see this mess? You got these dudes out here trying to use colorism and darkism as a tool now to gain attention to themselves, when they know that this is really a problem for the females. This is not something, because if it was a problem, and he pointed out something very important, and I remember it to this day. He said, if it was a real problem, if dark skin and darkism and colorism was a real problem for men, for Black men, they would have been said something about it. And he's absolutely correct. He is absolutely correct. People are using this. It makes me so angry and upset, because I don't feel that people should be able to capitalize off of what I created. I don't feel that, it's disingenuous. And I'm not going to sit here and say that darkism, it does not affect dark-skinned men. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you see some of these brothers now using darkism and colorism to the level that a female would use it to garner attention to themselves. And it's fake, because again, if it affected you so much, you would have been said something about it a long time ago. You wouldn't have had to wait until Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, came onto social media and started talking about my genuine darkism experience. This was genuine for me. This is something that I've always been doing. This is not because of social media. See, a lot of these people are just now talking about this only because of social media, especially the young people. This is something that they've watched people like me that have laid the groundwork. They've sat back and watched videos. Maybe people done seen my interviews and they said, let me go take this back to my channel and talk about this. It's not something that they sincerely feel from their heart. You see, I started dark skin activism before there was the bright lights of YouTube, because it really impacted me for real. It was a burning desire and sensation from the time I was a little girl to figure out why was I being treated differently for being dark skinned. And it was burning so much so that I started a movement. Unlike people that are watching videos, watching YouTubers, stealing people's original, unique ideas. It's not your original idea. It's disingenuous, plain and simple. And so I want to just say thank you to that brother that told the truth. And I'm gonna do a screen share right now. I'm gonna do a screen share. I'm gonna do a screen share right now. And let me read some of the comments here. Spaniard Prince, you said you come off as bitter. I am bitter. I'm angry and I'm bitter because motherfuckers have copied my work and they're monetizing and they're stealing from me. I am bitter. And so what else? You can't use the you're bitter thing against me or you're jealous. I don't care. I don't care what people say about me. You're not going to stop me from talking about how people have stolen and plagiarized my work and ideas. I'm not going to stop. Let me finish reading your comment. Whining over and over and every video makes you unlikable. Well, bye. You don't have to watch me. I don't beg and I don't plead for anybody to watch me. There are billions of people on this earth. Trust me, there's always an audience for what you need to do. You are not going to stop me from speaking about how people did not give a damn about talking about dark skin and they stole and plagiarized and ripped off my work. I will talk about it until I'm ready to stop talking about it. Not when you are ready and you don't have to watch. That's your right. I didn't tell you to come flock to this live tonight. You came here willingly so you can leave. I don't care. Let me finish reading what you had to say. My wife is a dark-skinned African woman of Nigerian descent. Been with her 20 years. What does that have to do with anything? You jump from one gripe to speaking about your wife being dark-skinned. Okay, you're complaining in one tone about me making known that people have plagiarized my work and they're using it in a disingenuous way when they know that darkism is not really impacting their lives to the same level, you know, that it has impacted my life. Or when we talk about dark-skinned men versus dark-skinned women, and then you jump to your wife as dark-skinned. Goodbye. I don't need you here. I don't care. Goodbye. Moving right along. So yeah, you know, dark skin activism comes from my heart. And I don't like seeing people that know you, and you know when somebody, it's like people are bandwagon jumpers. When they see somebody make something that's genuinely in their heart popular and popping at that, I don't care, you know, it's like people didn't give a damn, they don't care about it. But when they see that person get popping and get popular, even if people are disparaging that person, they want to take and steal. And I feel like that is a part of what's going on with Black culture. We're always doing that to each other. And I feel like it dilutes the significance of the movement, where people are coming in claiming to have experienced all this darkism. They're coming out of the woodwork claiming to have experienced all this darkism and colorism, but you never said anything before there was the bright lights of YouTube. It's disingenuous. It is fake and it is a fraud. Period. Point blank. It is fake and it is a fraud. So I want to do a screen share real quick with you all, and give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to let you guys know why I decided to make this video tonight. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the call-in number on here so that you guys can tell me what you think. Yes, Belly Wonk. They're all thieves. Definitely. All right, so I have put the call-in number on here, and I will give you guys a chance to give me a call and tell me what you think about this, because you know it's like I said, it's very, very disingenuous and it's very, very fake what's going on. So let's go to this brother here. That give me 1 second, you guys. Oh no, what happened to my? Okay, I pulled it up. Okay, I don't know what happened to it. I'm gonna stop the screen sharing. I wanted to show you guys, and I'm gonna have to just go back and find it. What this brother said, and he basically admitted that dark-skinned black men and black men are not as impacted by darkism and colorism as dark-skinned women are. He admitted to this. And it's important because I just see a lot of dishonesty going on. I see a lot of people simply speaking on it for views. They don't really care about it. They're just speaking. That's no worse than people always hollering about, well, white people do this, white people have done this, white people have done that. I think I got a call coming in. Hold on 1 second. All right. You are on with the world's first and only dark-skinned activist. The reason that anybody online, on television, or anywhere for that matter, speaks on dark skin, darkism, and colorism. Go. Sure.
The distinction between dark skin colorism, and the distinction between those two.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't clearly understand that your question. Could you please repeat that?
What I'm trying to find out is the distinction between dark skin colorism activism versus black activists. What's the distinction between those two, according to you?
Okay, dark skin colorism and black activism?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Do you want to stay on the line while I answer the question, or do you want to hang up and listen to my answer?
I'll listen on the line.
Okay, great. Okay, so first of all, let me just say this. What I do is dark skin activism, and I'm dealing with darkism. So I'm changing the paradigm, first of all. And the reason why I'm changing the paradigm from colorism to darkism is because dark skin colorism did not go far enough to address the very unique discrimination that dark skinned people face. And colorism deals with skin tones of all black people, from it ranging from, you know, the darkest to the lightest. And it didn't specifically hone in on what dark-skinned people go through. And I feel that dark-skinned people are the most discriminated against when it comes to black people. So that's number one. So dark-skinned activism, where we're focusing on darkism versus regular black activism, to me, again, it's the same thing. It's the distinction. Black activism, you are an activist for all skin tones of black people, light skin, brown skin, you know, dark skin, medium skin, whatever skin tone. Whereas dark skin activism, I am an activist for dark skin specifically. And it is a new form of activism that's never been done before. And I have to keep saying this, even though people get mad at me. I created it and people are plagiarizing it, and I'm being honest about it. But dark skin activism deals specifically with dark skin discrimination. Okay, and I feel that it is important to distinguish, because dark skinned people, for example, let me give you one example of how dark skinned people, particularly dark skinned black women, sort of got left behind. So if we look back at the 60s, at the Black Power movement, for example, Black Power did not necessarily translate to the black man seeing the dark skinned black woman as beautiful. We still had this darkism problem, and that's another reason why I say that the dark-skinned men, some of them are not being honest. They're saying that dark-skinned, we're equal in terms of the impact of darkism on dark-skinned men and dark-skinned women. Well, for dark-skinned women, we did not become as powerful beauty-wise. I'm speaking because it's a difference. Our power is tied up in beauty. So the Black is beautiful, to me, that didn't impact dark-skinned women as much as it did the lighter skin and brown skin Black women. Because if you look at the Black Panther Party, for example, the women that were at the forefront of it, and I would argue the women that were at the forefront of the Black Power movement, they were not dark-skinned women. They were mostly lighter-skinned women, like Kathleen Cleaver. She is an extreme example, very well known, and she's making money, you know, off of being a part of that movement. People respect and know her. There was a dark-skinned young lady who people probably don't even know, named Stephanie Green, that a brother put me on to her about 5 or 6 years ago. I never heard of her before. Then you have what's the other lady name with the big old afro? Angela Davis. She's well known. All the lighter skinned Black Panther Party members and women from the Black Power era, they're more well known than the darker skinned ones. You have a few dark skinned ones that are known, and Dr. Betty Shabazz, I believe that she's known simply because she's the wife of Malcolm X. So that's what put her on the map. But I'm speaking like on their own. So, you know, that is another example of how I feel darkism impacts dark-skinned women more. If we can also look at the civil rights movement. Claudette Colvin was the woman that actually refused to not get up out of her seat before Rosa Parks. But Rosa Parks is getting all the glory. She's getting all the praise. Okay. And to me, that is another example of how dark-skinned women have been impacted more by darkism. Crystal Swirls, and I know I'm giving you a long drawn-out answer, but Crystal Swirls, shout out to you, Crystal Swirls. Okay, yes, I do want to debate you, but I'm big enough. If somebody is right about something, I'm big enough to say they're right. Crystal Swirls, who's been coming for me, she is a swirler. She's been coming for me because she was upset that I made a video called Darkism is Swirling. She did not like it, so she's been making a series of videos about me, and I told her I'm open and, you know, ready for a debate with her anytime. She's going to get beat intellectually, but I'm ready. I hope she's ready. She's a light-skinned Black woman. And in her latest video about me, which was about 2 hours long, she said that Nyla, and I don't know if y'all know who she is. She said Nyla, who is a lighter-skinned Black woman, pro-Black woman, gets more respect than me in this pro-Black online community. She's basically saying that light-skinned pro-Black women get more respect than me, Rashida Strober, dark-skinned, even though I done put in more work, actual work, and not just on talking on YouTube. I was in the Uhuru movement, a grassroots, on-the-ground movement where I actually helped Black people with a lot of civil rights issues for free for years, ran a free tutoring program, all kinds of stuff. But I don't get the financial support. I don't get the support from the community. The light-skinned women get it more. So there's another example. Okay. So I hope that I answered your question. But I was also okay.
Thank you for making those distinctions.
Of course. Of course. What was your last comment?
I said keep up the good work.
I will. And what's your name, if you want to share? You don't have to. Okay, well, I sure appreciate you for watching, and I thank you a lot. I appreciate you, and that was a great question. Thank you for calling in. You too. Bye-bye. Okay, that was an excellent question right there that brother asked. Yeah, to clear that up. So, you know, I'm just only here to give examples of how dark-skinned men, y'all need to stop it. Darkism is not the same. Darkism is not the same. I'm the founder of this movement, and I'm still not getting the respect that I deserve. That's darkism. How is it that the founder and creator of the movement, the one that, you know, I got death threats for being the dark-skinned activist and putting this thing on the map, colorism on the map, bringing online. I got all of that for this, and people still are disrespecting. They take from me, they steal from me. People feel like they can walk all over you when you're dark skinned. You understand? So it's just not the same. If we look at people like people love to talk about Oprah Winfrey now. They're coming down hard on Oprah Winfrey. I'm not going to join that bandwagon. I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to join that bandwagon. Because I wrote about Oprah Winfrey in my book called Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment. That is my latest book. If you want to get that book, you can, if you make a donation of $40 or more, I will send you an autographed copy of the book, and you can cash app me the money, my cash app, and I'm going to throw that in the chat. My cash app is $. You put a $sign in front of the name, Rashidalala. If you want to donate via PayPal, my PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. That is my PayPal email. I'm throwing all that in the chat box. Just give me a second. And if you want to go to my GoFundMe and make a donation, all the money goes towards the Dark Skin Activist Tour. I'm simply trying to produce my play, my dark skin play on the Dark Skin Activist Tour. So if anybody gives anything over $40, I'll send you an autographed copy of my book. So Token Dark Girl, which is my latest book, is called Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment. Lisa Jones, you said, I have a moderator. I didn't know I had a moderator either. I didn't know I had a moderator. I don't mind having a moderator. It's just I'd be running my mouth and talking so much that sometimes I don't pay attention to the chat. But so yeah, in my latest book, Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment, I wrote a chapter about Oprah Winfrey. Okay, and when I say Token Dark Girl, I want y'all to know I don't mean that phrase with negativity. I simply call things how they are. I am a social commentator. Okay, I commentate about dark skin, the first person to ever do this. So I see things through the eyes of the world's first and only dark skin activist. So when I'm talking about Oprah Winfrey as a token dark girl, I'm not saying that negatively. I'm simply looking at it through the eyes of the dark skinned activists, through a socio-political, economic viewpoint. So in my book, Token Dark Girl, the It Dark Girl of the Moment, I talk about Oprah Winfrey being a token dark girl. And in my research that I conducted regarding Oprah Winfrey, there was an interview that I watched, and I encourage y'all to go online and watch the interview. It was from like the 90s. And, you know, Oprah Winfrey, she, in that interview, this was well before there was social media. Like, this was in the 90s, y'all. This was before, so I believe people that come on social media and lie. They lie now. They make up stuff. But I know that she was not lying and making this up because, I mean, it wasn't the social media era. She's just doing an interview. And she spoke about how when she started to, you know, get into the business of media, how she is now, and she started to progress. She talked about how some of her Black brothers and sisters, how they were mad with her and how she tried to please them and help them so that they would be, and I'm paraphrasing, y'all can go watch this interview. These words were coming out of her mouth, and how she would try to please them and, you know, help them because she didn't want them to feel that way. And they still were basically behaving like crabs in a barrel. Okay. So, you know, when I look at people like Oprah Winfrey, I can't come down that hard on her because when you listen to her backstory and what she's been through, and you know, you can really tell the heart of a person sometimes. I'm a pretty good judge of character, you know. And I could tell that she was not making this up and lying about it. You know, she wanted to still please Black people, even though she was moving up the ranks. But some people didn't want to see her move up the ranks. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, when I look at Oprah Winfrey, to me, that is a form of Darkism that's instituted by her own people. You understand what I'm saying? And that is a form of, I don't believe that Oprah Winfrey would have made it to the level that she's made it through had she not stepped outside of the parameters of blackness, if you will. I know some of y'all may take issue with that, but I'm just being honest with you. I don't believe that, you know, she didn't, at that early stage of her career, she was getting hate from her own people that didn't even want to see this woman succeed. This dark-skinned woman, they didn't want to see her make it. You know, you expect the racism, but when you have darkism within your own community and people not believing in you, that's a whole different feeling that you have. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes when I hear people talking bad about Oprah, I kind of have a hard time coming all the way down on her when you look back and see where she's came from. You understand what I'm saying? And I have talked extensively about Dr. Margaret Hunter. I talked extensively about her. Let me quickly here. Let's Google Dr. Margaret Hunter. Dr. Margaret Hunter. Okay. Dr. Margaret Hunter is one of the chief colorism scholars. Now, people copy me on everything else. They're probably going to copy me on this, but I'm not sure if they would go and take the time to read her research that she's conducted, which I've actually done. So while y'all copying me, I hope you copy that and actually go do the work that I've actually done in terms of how and why I became the dark-skinned activist and how I developed darkism. And as you can see, that this woman is clearly a lighter-skinned woman. But I respect Dr. Margaret Hunter because before there was a social media, this woman was on the groundwork dissecting colorism. So that's why, you know, I can't, these people online, I don't have no respect for them because all they're doing is plagiarizing and copying the real hard work of the scholars and the theorists that came before them. You only want views, you're disingenuous, you're frauds. But I do respect Dr. Margaret Hunter. And in one of her many articles, Dr. Hunter talks about beauty as social capital. And she's honest enough to make it clear that light skin is social capital for women, okay? So beauty is basically power. Beauty, I call it beauty bargaining power in my book, Darkism, 25 Ways Dark-Skinned People Are Discriminated Against. Dr. Margaret Hunter refers to it as, she refers to it as social capital. Give me a second. Darkism. Okay, so in my book, Darkism, you guys can, this is the book right here. My book, Darkism, I refer to it as beauty bargaining power, okay? So Dr. Margaret Hunter clearly, her along with other scholars, they have clearly showed that for women, having a lighter skin tone is socioeconomic and political power that is reflected through marriage, that is reflected through dating, that is reflected through employment opportunities, that is reflected through educational opportunities. Okay? There are no studies that are showing that dark-skinned men utilize this type of capital regarding their skin tone for these socioeconomic benefits. That's why I say the people that are these dark-skinned men that are making these claims, you only want attention for yourself in the age of YouTube. You're not being honest. You haven't done the research. So for men, and let me go ahead and share with you guys my screen again. Give me a second here. Let me share with you guys again, because I did pull up the message that I received from the brother on Facebook that was actually honest about this. He's a dark-skinned brother that actually told the truth, and I respected that. And I did a screenshot of what he said because I wanted to save that because he was actually being honest about it. Okay. And I respect honesty. So let me go up. I hope this is it. Where is his comment at, y'all? I thought I had found it. That was not his comment. I am going to find that brother's comment before I get off YouTube tonight, because it's very important. When I see honest people, I'm happy, because the more honest we are about our situation, the more progress that we can make. If we continue to lie to ourselves and pretend and cape and, you know, just a general sense of dishonesty, we're not going to get anywhere with being dishonest. Okay. I do understand that being dark skinned for a man, there's negativity that comes along with that. But the bottom line is it's not equal to what dark skinned women go through, because everything for a woman is tied up in her beauty. That is not the same. And I've said this over and over, you know, in the interviews that I've done, and the people that have asked me this question, well, why don't you talk about dark skinned men? Well, I do, but I'm more inclined to speak about darkism related to females, because the beauty is the power. The beauty is the power. Light-skinned women get access to wealthy Black men and white men because they're light-skinned. That is economic power, folks. That is economic power. Here it goes. I found it. I found it for real this time. Bear with me. I'm going to share my screen again, because this is the whole reason why I made this live tonight, because I appreciated this brother for telling the truth. He actually had the decency to tell the truth. Where is it at? Okay, where is it at? There we go. Andre Ellis, shout out to you. Andre says, I'm glad I'm a man. And as y'all can see, he's dark skinned. He said, I'm reading exactly his exact words. He said, I'm glad I'm a man where majority of the world doesn't care about how attractive we are, only how much money is in our pockets and the power we hold. I'm going to read that again, because this person is telling the truth. Andre Ellis, a dark-skinned man, says, I'm glad I'm a man where the majority of the world doesn't care about how attractive we are, only how much money is in our pockets and the power we hold. The same cannot be said for dark-skinned women. The world does care about how attractive we are. And based on our attractiveness is tied up in our skin tone. So it is different. It is different for a dark-skinned man versus a dark-skinned woman, and darkism impacts a dark-skinned woman more. I don't see how people could be dishonest about that. I'd like to thank you, Andre, for telling the truth. I would like to thank you for telling the truth. It's just so disheartening sometimes to see people continuously, after you have been, you know, victimized. And I know that dark-skinned women are the real victims. To see how we have been victimized and how other people come in, and because they want attention too, they don't. It's almost as if dark-skinned women cannot have anything to themselves without other people injecting themselves in. Like people like Crystal Swirls. You just coming on the scene and you up here talking about dark-skinned women because you already heard other people put it on the map. I put it on the map. That's why you're talking about it. And so now you bring dark-skinned women in because you want to build up your following. It's just very selfish. I just see a bunch of selfish people out here. And y'all can say whatever y'all want. Y'all call me bitter. Y'all call me whatever. I should be capitalizing off of what I created, and other people should not. I don't like the dishonesty. To just see people that I know that they did not give a damn. If there was not for social media, if it was not for YouTube, if it was not for Facebook, they would not be speaking about anything concerning dark skin. You would not. How do I know this? Because you didn't do it before there was a YouTube. You didn't do it before there was a social media. So dark-skinned women can't have nothing for themselves. Zero, without everybody else wanting a piece of it. Whether it be the dark-skinned man, y'all want a piece of the action. Whether it be the light-skinned woman like Crystal Swirls wanting a piece of the action. It's like you just can't have anything for yourself. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. It's not okay. It's not okay when you know that you are. We had this brother that I just read his comment. He clearly and honestly admitted. He admitted that that people don't care about the black dark-skinned man's attractiveness level regarding getting resources. They don't care. But for me, my entire life, and I think even for people like Oprah Winfrey, Oprah Winfrey made it as a result of dealing with white people. It didn't come from black folks. Because if it had to do with black folks, with her becoming famous and wealthy to the level she is right now, she would not have made it. She would not have made it that far. She would not have made it. They would have chose a light-skinned woman, a thinner light-skinned woman, to become the Oprah that we know now. Black people would not have placed a dark-skinned, heavy-set woman in that position. Y'all know what I'm saying is the truth. So why do people keep lying and trying to eat off a movement that was created? I actually created this from a dark-skinned female perspective because I am a dark-skinned female. And I created it because I wanted to get the attention of black men to see dark-skinned women as beautiful. I keep saying that over and over, but people keep inserting different things in it. People keep saying, well, I thought this movement was about dark-skinned women dating dark-skinned men. No, I never said that. Please stop creating new facets of the movement that was never there. Stop. I'm telling you why I created this movement. Why I created this movement. And I'm going to keep it, I'm going to take it back to what it was truly meant to be. Chris, by the way, guys, before I keep going, I want to ask everyone, give me a second here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, my campaign needs to reach $9,000. Okay, so I am asking everyone to help this campaign get to $9,000 in whatever form of fashion you can by making a donation to one of my financial platforms. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. So you can go to my GoFundMe and make a donation. I'm going to copy and paste the link and throw it there for you. So you can make a donation up to my GoFundMe. Now, mind you, all of this money is going towards the Dark Skin Activist Tour, where I'm simply trying to produce my live dark skin play. You can also go to my Cash App. And my Cash App, you would just simply put a $sign in front of it and then the words Rashida Lala. You can also go to my PayPal, which is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. All right, I have turned on my super chat, and I just seen, let me get back to the super chat. I actually prefer that the money go to the other platforms, but I mean, if whatever is most convenient for you, that's great. I want to thank Veg48 for the $20. I really appreciate that. The reason I prefer that you guys make a donation to either my GoFundMe or to my PayPal or to my Cash App is because I receive the money immediately. YouTube actually makes you wait too long to get your money. But again, don't think that I don't appreciate you donating to Cash App, because I actually do. I'm just explaining to you why it took me so long to open back up the Cash App. It's just because YouTube takes a long time. It takes too long to pay out people's money. But anyway, I am raising funds to produce my dark skin play on the Dark Skin Activist Tour and my other creative works. So my campaign right now, as you can see, is at $8,298, and I'm asking you to help me to get it to $9,000. I am in talks with venues in Atlanta and also one venue in Rochester, New York. So once I lock in these dates and these venues, I will be letting you know where I'm going to be at, where you can get your tickets at, and you will also be able to watch the show live stream pay-per-view. So that means wherever you are in the world, you will be able to sit back from the comfort of your own home and watch the show. All right. So please go and make a donation. That is very, 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 very important to helping me produce this show. I've been doing this since 2006, and I want to keep it going. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has contributed to make the shows that I have done in the past happen. I really appreciate you. Now, I wanted to get back to the comment of Curtis. I believe, Curtis, you talked about, you said I shouldn't pretend that dark-skinned men and boys don't experience a darkism. Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just simply saying that it's not the same impact that it has for women. It's when dark-skinned women are more desperate, if you will, and not desperate in the sense of, oh my God. I'm saying in the sense of, let's be honest here. In the society that we live in, for females, beauty is power. Beauty is power. Handsomeness is not power for dark-skinned men. You can't say that. Handsomeness is not power for a dark-skinned man. No. Handsomeness is not power for any man. It's not the defining characteristic that makes you. But beauty for a female is a part of their defining characteristics that can make or break them. It is. Let's not pretend. I don't like to sugarcoat. I don't like, that's why I'm making this live, because I feel that people are lying. Some people that's saying that dark-skinned men have it as equally as hard as dark-skinned. You're not being honest. Beauty is power. Cammy Cakes. Beauty is power. That's what it is. For beauty is everything for a woman. If you ugly and you're a female, you're going to have a harder time. People are not going to give you the same chances. You're going to have to fight and struggle and hustle your way through to prove that you are worthy. They're not going to give you the same opportunities that they would give, or the same assumptions that they would make to a so-called good-looking person. And in our society, beauty is tied up in skin tone. That is a fact. It is not the same for a dark-skinned man. You cannot make that argument. Please stop. Please stop trying to usurp the dark-skinned activist movement, because this movement came out of the fact that a dark-skinned female, myself, did not feel beautiful to her own black men. That is the origin of this movement. It did not come out of a dark-skinned man. Think about that. A dark-skinned man did not start dark-skinned activism. A dark-skinned man, I'm gonna have to do a whole live on that. Let me write that title down, because I'm gonna do a whole live on that, because I don't like people being dishonest. I don't like people trying to take over just because they want to get views and just because they want publicity, like this Lakeith person. You don't care about dark skin on that level. It hasn't impacted you on that level. A dark-skinned man did not, let me write that down because I gotta make a note of that to myself. A dark-skinned man did not start dark-skin activism. It was a dark-skinned woman, and you are looking at her, and it came out of the need to feel beautiful. That's where it came out of. Beauty, beauty, Dark skin activism's root is in beauty. Understand that. We need to be clear about that. When we taking dark skin activism 101 as a college course, we need to know that the roots started in a dark skinned woman needing to feel beautiful. It did not start with a dark skinned man needing to feel handsome. Stop the lies. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's tell the truth. Okay. Let's tell the truth. How many dark-skinned men have I even talked to and heard say that they got over it? That's another reason why I know that darkism impacts dark-skinned women more, because these dark-skinned men will tell you point blank, I got over it. I wasn't worried about it. Once I but you got dark-skinned women like myself who have still not gotten over it. And I really haven't gotten over it. This is not for YouTube. Y'all copy and plagiarize me, but you're not me. You can never go back and put the time, the heart, and the soul and the energy into what I created. You copying me, but you're not me. You don't feel how I feel. If you did, you would have started dark skin activism. You didn't. Again, these dark skinned men will tell you that they got over it. They went and got their education. They went and, made their money. Nothing to do with beauty or being cute. It's not about that for them. But a dark skinned woman, their whole life could be torn apart because of darkism. I'm so sick of it. It's called being dishonest. I want people to be honest and tell the truth. When, like I said, when dark skin activism is taught as a college course, I need for the truth to be told. I don't want it being usurped by people that just want views or just want attention for their movie, Lucky. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And we do a disservice to the real victims, the real true victims of darkism, which, and again, I'm not saying dark-skinned men aren't impacted by darkism. I'm saying that dark-skinned women are impacted the most because our beauty is our power. Y'all got to think about a time when you couldn't get education. Think about that. You couldn't, everything, again, for the woman was tied up in her looks, her beauty. And again, the darker you are, the lower on the totem pole that society has dictated and deemed you to be, because there is a pecking order, if you will, where the white women are on top. And as you start to go down the ladder, the darker the women get. These are facts. I don't understand what's so hard about this for people to understand. These are facts. Everything that I'm sitting up here saying to you guys tonight is nothing but pure facts. Y'all can be in denial about it all day and all night, but I'm telling the truth. So I just want people to be honest about it, be honest about all of it, and tell the truth. They say life is not fair, and it's true. Life is not fair. Life is not fair. Even when you find something you create something out of necessity to liberate yourself, and people find a way to come in and try to dilute that and try to mess that up and try to take that away from you. That's what people try to do. Human beings, I always say human beings are the problem. Human beings, y'all are the problem. We are the ones that create problems for each other through our actions of selfishness. And it's sad. But I'm here to continue to tell the truth, because I owe it to myself to tell the truth, and I owe it to the history, the origins, the pure and organic and real and raw origins of where dark skin activism came from, I owe it to those origins to tell the truth about where this came from and not to allow other people to come in and dilute it and be dishonest. We can't do that. Well, Veg 48, you said, what's the solution, Rashida, to overcome the dark skin challenge? Well, the solution is, in my mind, is always economic. It's always economic because, again, we're talking about questions of socioeconomics and we're talking about power. So what we have to do as dark skinned people is find a way to win economically. Because, again, if we go back to this idea of social capital espoused by Dr. Margaret Hunter, light-skinned women are able to use their light skin as social capital. That means that they are able to find husbands or boyfriends that have resources, money. Because they got light skin, they can translate that into money and resources. So what I'm saying is dark-skinned people have to be able to not be hampered by their dark skin to attain the same, if not more, resources that non-dark skinned people attain. This is about economics. This is about socioeconomics. It's all about the money. And I want everybody to understand this. At the root of dark skin activism regarding solutions, it is about money. Money is empowering. Wealth, should I say, is empowering. If we look around the world, for example, I've told y'all many a times that I did my master's thesis at the University of South Florida on the dark-skinned people of Sierra Leone. And really looking at the causes, there was a civil war in Sierra Leone. There was a civil war in Sierra Leone. And if anybody knows about the civil war, give me a second here, in Sierra Leone, blood diamonds. The fact of the matter is, everything translated back to economics. Everything. Everything. The child soldiers. This was horrific. This was a 10-year war that took place. The civil war in Sierra Leone. Okay. These dark-skinned people were exploited by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. And they had to put in place policies, economic policies, political policies, and social policies in order to be able to receive money from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. And these policies caused the Civil War because it was detrimental to the health, the education, and other social aspects of society that led to these people to war among themselves. So some people wanted to institute these policies and some didn't. And some of the leaders misused the funds. And this led to internal war. This is all about money. And the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, of course, is ran by people of European descent. And you've got these people calling the shots that led to infighting between these dark-skinned people, where all these people died. You got these innocent children fighting. This is economics, folks. Y'all wake up and see this. Dark-skinned activism, for me, it is about economics at the heart. We need to make sure that dark-skinned people are on par economically with non-dark-skinned people. You pro-black people, going back to Crystal Swirls, because every time I think about what she said, I get angry. I get angry with y'all. You pro-black people, you support light-skinned pro-black women more than you support dark-skinned Rashida Strober economically. Y'all do it. And you're learning this from Europeans. Y'all are learning this. This is learned behavior. It's darkism. It's called systemic economic darkism. That's what it is. In terms of this is a global. This is on a global level. Understand me clearly. So It's economic. That's the solution. That's what we've got to do. We've got to find a way to make dark-skinned people economically equal to non-dark-skinned people on a worldwide scale. That's what we've got to do. Okay, let's see. Read a couple more y'all questions. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate everybody that is watching. Definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all have subscribed. And thank you to all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Just looking at some of y'all comments here. Shout out to everybody. Lisa Jones, Apple Candy folks. Some of y'all got some very nice, unique names. Natural Beauty 26. Chris C. Kirk Chris the God. Randy SoCal, shout out to you. And if I miss your name, I apologize. Shout out to everybody that is watching. What a sniper. Did you watch the video link I left you? Please leave that link again. I have not gotten a chance. SOE? I'm not sure where that came from. I've always been on the forefront of this Darkism movement. You said the problem I see is that you were MIA when the colorism talk picked up momentum. People were talking about how you were MIA when mainstream was looking for people to speak on the issue. I've always been at the forefront of it. I started it. It's just people being disrespectful and trying to act like I didn't start it. That's the problem. I'm not the problem. I've always been on the forefront. But that's how people are. People are, it's just simple jealousy. Sometimes people don't want you to, let me stop screen sharing. Sometimes people don't want you to get credit for what you created. They want to take what you created. They're jealous. They see that they saw that I was I'm talking about myself. People saw that I was a creative, outspoken person, a writer, a thinker, an innovator, and they were jealous. They were jealous because they didn't come up with this idea themselves. And so they said, you know what? We're going to try to act. We're going to act like she don't exist. We're going to take over this. That's how evil people are. That is how evil and wicked some of us are. So I was always on the forefront. My door was always open. But because people are jealous and they don't want me to get credit for what I created, they don't say your name. You know, they don't invite you to platforms. They're jealous. They're jealous. And unfortunately, a lot of the women have behaved that way. Veg48 said, agreed. Tommy Sotomayor interviewed Rashida about Darkism 3 years ago. Exactly. Before that, Tommy Sotomayor hit me up in 2014. I keep telling y'all, I was the first person to bring this agenda to social media. Nobody did that before me. But the females sat back and watched me. This is what the women did. I'm calling them out. All of them. They sat back, they flocked to my channel. They studied me because I have all this information and all this knowledge. I actually am the one that is the scholar. And they stole and plagiarized. And these women are jealous. They don't want to give credit to where it's due. All they want to do is steal. All they want to do is get the attention for themselves. I see right through it. People get angry at me because I just tell the truth. I don't care if you're mad because I'm telling the truth. I'm keeping it 100. These black women are thieves. They are not honest. They are liars. They didn't care about colorism. They only use it to get attention and views for themselves. They have plagiarized my work, period, point blank. I'm not going to pull no punches with that. I'm not going to. I'm never going to let up on them, ever. And when I get the money, some of them going to get sued. And now some of the dark-skinned men are following in their footsteps. These people don't care about it. They want views and they want money. They are evil. They are low down. They are jealous. They are envious. They wish they wrote the books. They wish they had the credibility I have. That's the thing they don't have. They have views. They have subscribers. They know how to steal, but they don't have the actual credibility of saying, I created this platform. So these people are all the same to me. It's nothing original. What you're talking about is not original. It's all been regurgitated. And so that's why you see that happening. That's why. Exactly, Occupy Black Wall Street. You said if they can't steal from Jews, why can't they steal from you? They can't. Yeah. Well, Black people don't ever come for non-Black people like that. They won't do that. We always are coming for our own people and taking and exploiting. And that's what people have done to me. They've exploited me. These people are exploiting my brand. Anybody that's talking about darkism and colorism that's not saying my name and paying me, you're exploiting me. And I don't respect you at all. At all. There you have it. Thank you, Occupy Black Wall Street. You said the Breakfast Club was wrong for dissing me. And the thing is, they brought Amara, who we don't know where she came out the woodwork from, talking about this colorism thing. She used it as a platform. It's not sincere and genuine. That's why I don't respect her. I look at that shit and ball it up and throw it in the garbage. I don't respect none of these women talking about it because it's not genuine. You did it after I took the hits. You did it after I took the hits. I don't know who. Hold on 1 second, guys. World's first and only dark-skinned activist. Hello?
Hey, Rashida.
This is she. Hey.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
Doing good.
That's good. I see your YouTube stuff.
Oh, are you watching now?
Yeah, I'm watching it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, how your daughter doing, Lauren? How's she doing?
She is doing great. I'm actually live right now I'm still going live right now, just so you know.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'm live right now, so I don't know if you want to be like on my live, but I'm talking live right now. Yes, I'm live.
Oh my God, I can see you right now. I can see you on your YouTube channel.
Really? Oh, you got me laughing. Well, oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, that is so sweet.
I like that motherfucking angel.
Oh my God. Oh boy. Don't get me started on light-skinned Lucifer now. Please do not get me started on light-skinned Lucifer, because I'm not oh God, that light. Let's refer to this person as light-skinned Lucifer. That's one of my biggest plagiarizers as far as I'm concerned. That person backstabbed me and just, oh God. I ain't finna even get into light-skinned Lucifer. Yes.
He is a back fucking stabber.
The backstabbers. Y'all don't want me to start singing. Y'all got a terrible voice now. You don't want me to start singing, child. You do not want me to start singing.
You know the famous guy, Lord Jamar? He gonna tell me stop calling my motherfucking phone. Fuck you then, bitch.
Wait. Hold up. Wait, Lord, you called his phone? What happened? She's asking me how I feel about Eminem. Well, I'm big on people giving credit where it's due, and I don't think that people that are eating off of other people's hard work and creativity and originality, I don't think that they should get credit. I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And Black people, we are oppressed people, and a white person can, white people have privilege. So we start out behind. Why can't we keep something for ourselves and capitalize off of it? I don't think it's fair. I'm at odds with that, to be honest with you. She's asking me, just so y'all know, about Eminem. How I feel about Eminem being a rapper, being that he's white. I'm at odds with that because I just feel like, you know, Black people have still not come as far as we need to come and profit off of what we created. But white people, they always get first dibs at everything. So we should be able to get first dibs at what we created. At least if we created it, why not us capitalize off of it first? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, at least you honest about it. All I can do is respect your honesty. That's all I can do. Respect your honesty. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Y'all, she likes Eminem. She says she's a big fan of Eminem. That's what she's saying. So yeah, light skinned Lucifer is light skinned Lucifer did me wrong. Like I'm not really over the beef, but the beef has stopped. I stopped, you know, I don't really talk about him anymore because I was able to get back my video that was actually my real intellectual property. YouTube put it back up. YouTube agreed with me. They put the video back up. I got the email receipt to prove it. So I won that battle. So I'm not really concerned about him. But you know, he did after he interviewed me about Kendrick Lamar, he did started stealing from my brand. He did. It's a fact. She's not Black. She's mixed race. Kendrick Lamar's, you're right. She is a mixed race woman, and there's nothing wrong with her being mixed race. It's just, it's not, my issue was never with her. My issue is with these Black men that don't choose dark skin. That's my issue. I have, because you know, even though I talk about Black women, some of these Black women have stolen from me. At the end of the day, I still ride for Black women because I know that we are the most abused women on the planet. And for Snoop Dogg to say that about Gayle King, being that she's an older lady, she's old enough to probably to be your mother, and you sitting up here and you speaking, you didn't have to say all of that. He didn't have to name call. And my main problem with him is he threatened her. He did that. I heard it with my own ears. That was my problem. Say what you want, but don't threaten this Black woman. Don't do that. You're going too far when you do that. You can sit down and you can talk to people. I'm all for that. I done talked to so many people that I disagreed with over the years till it's not even funny. Never have I ever wanted something bad to happen to somebody because I don't agree with them. That is when you have crossed the line. So I lost respect for him when he did that. It's enough violence towards Black women as it is. Why are you trying to inflict more violence? That's crazy to me. Wait, are you light skin or dark skin? I'm sorry. And you said your light skinned grandmother didn't like you because of your brown skin. Hold on 1 second, because I took you off the speakerphone. I'm gonna put you back on there so they can give me a second so they can hear you. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Everybody need to know that my light-skinned grandmother did not like me neither. She did not, because her dad was like, she was sick. My light-skinned grandmother cannot stand me. She used to abuse me, and that was the fucking truth. Everybody need to know is YouTube. She was a fucking abuser.
And I'm sorry to hear that too, because you know, I went through the same thing with my grandmother, she wasn't light skinned, she was dark skinned. But I went through the same thing, and I know how that feels. Man, it was a terrible feeling. I mean, it was really bad. You can't. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's sad because it's sad because you don't have to be light skinned to be racist. You could be dark skinned too, and I was not light skinned. I was a brown skinned Black woman, and it's sad. You know, they didn't like me. Same thing for other people. They didn't like me. That's why I hang around people, man. Because people sick as fuck.
Yeah.
This is why I keep telling YouTube need to know it too. All these people need to know. All people these people are begging for. They're not real Rashida. They begging for. That's why I don't halfway. That's why I keep to myself. That's why I don't go to people's houses, none of that shit. Because they begging for. You can get it on YouTube, and I want you to get on YouTube. That is fake. That's why I love doing Call the Booth, because y'all are the realest black women. That's why I love y'all. When I was a Call the Booth with all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying people. That's why I don't have friends no more. Because people are fake. And everybody on YouTube need to know, hear my voice. People are fake.
You're right. You're right.
They're fake and phony.
You're right. You're right. I can't argue with that. And the reason why I know that is because I am a real one. I have been I tell people this all the time because it's the truth. Before there was a YouTube, I have been counseling people and talking to people. I stopped doing it so much because I felt like I was being exploited. But what I'm saying is I've always been there for black people, for real. If I could help somebody, and I saw that they really needed help and they just needed somebody to talk to, and if I could do it, I would always say, okay, you ain't gonna get the fake from me. I'm not just here to just get YouTube views. That's never what it's been about for me. It started with me helping black folks in the community as an activist before there was a YouTube. I have been doing this for real because I know that I found myself having to be careful now, because sometimes you do have to be careful and guarded, because sometimes, people can be off the chain. But at the end of the day, I believe that most people are good, decent people, and people be really needing help. People really need a voice or a listening ear. They really be needing help. And I feel that you should, if you can help somebody and reach out to them, whatever small way you can do it, I think you should do it. And you're right. A lot of these folks are not real. You are right. You are right. You're right. Simple as that.
Fake. And I talk to, only the person I talk to is my cousin and my auntie. That's it. Only they the fucking realest. I only talk to my cousin and my auntie. They the motherfucking realest.
But you know what though? If I could say this to you though, I want you to also know that everybody ain't the same in this world, because also on the flip side of that, I have ran into some wonderful, decent, upright, righteous, kind human beings. So you will, don't lose the faith, because you do have to watch though. You have to watch and be discerning of people. I would agree with that, and you seem to be that way. But at the same time, understand that there are some good, kind people that have no hidden agendas. They just nice people. I've also ran into people like that too. And when I run into people like that the real, genuine, honest, kind, caring, righteous people, I treasure those folks. It's some people like that left in the world. So also keep that in mind.
And then our hip hop culture, the gay shit, the young MA, she don't like me.
Oh wow. That's a whole, let me just say this. This is what I'm gonna say about that. Anything that's counter to the black man and the black woman, I'm not with it. That I've always said that I'm not finna debate and argue with nobody about that. If it's counter black man, because that's what I promote. Black man, black woman, plain and simple. That is it. I want the continuation of dark skin. And the way you continue dark skin is with a black man and a black woman. And I will promote that until the day I die and leave this earth. And that's what it's gonna be. So no, he's I told him that, and he got upset with me. I told light-skinned Lucifer that he was not black. I was not insulting him. I was simply saying that you're mixed. It's not an insult to tell somebody that they're mixed. Like, you shouldn't get angry about that. I'm not trying to make you angry. I'm just letting you know that, hey, you shouldn't go around calling yourself black if you know that you're mixed. You should be proud that you have a mixed heritage. Just like I'm proud to be all the way black. I'm proud to be dark skinned with nappy hair. I'm actually proud. I'm proud of that. So, but sometimes people get mad when you call mixed people mix. You call it what it is. They become angry, and I don't understand. Why are you so mad when I'm actually telling the truth? Doesn't make no sense. you really are mad. But I understand your frustration though. Trust me. I get that frustration. I get it. And he's another one I feel that's just using the plight of dark-skinned women. You got dark-skinned women out here that are really hurting, have really going through something, really they're going through it, and you using dark-skinned women. I even had a dark-skinned woman that told me that he blocked her, and she was very upset about this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why do you get to choose to set this agenda? You got nothing to do with this. These dark-skinned women need to. In fact, I might make a live about that to tell these dark-skinned women to leave light-skinned Lucifer alone. That man does not have your best interest at heart. He is using you to gain views and to gain. These people are. That's the whole point that I'm making. These people are using dark-skinned women. They are using dark-skinned women. I have been used. That's how I'm a dark-skinned woman. That's how I know. Dark-skinned women, we gotta stop letting these people online use us. They're making money off of us. I'm telling you, they're making money off of us. Terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, all of them have used us. That's why I say they hate no Oprah Winfrey. But Oprah Winfrey, the one, she dark-skinned, she got a last laugh. She's a billionaire. She ain't got to worry about y'all using her. Y'all cannot use her. Y'all cannot take advantage of her. This is why I tell dark-skinned women, get your money so that you can be self-sufficient, because these people, they don't mean you know well. A lot of them, like you said earlier, a lot of them are fake and phony, and they do not mean you any well. Yes, girl. Yeah, I know. But I just don't want you to lose faith, because I do know, like I said, the flip side of that, there are still some good people on this earth, and I thank God for them every day. So yeah. Well, that's a blessing. See? Well, that's awesome. Well, that's good. I'm glad y'all got each other, because, yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, there you go.
Don't let nobody tell you ain't beautiful, because you are the fucking beautiful. You the baddest. So don't ever let nobody tell you is not beautiful. And I told my cousin that too. He knows. He taught me how to drive too. He teaching me now. And then I went to this one program. This one white bitch gonna say, "Yeah, put it all out there." She gonna tell me, I want to be like, she told me that you don't need to drive. You don't need to drive. That's what I'm thinking, Rashida.
I'm listening. I'm here.
You don't need to drive. What do you need to drive?
Why did she tell you don't need to drive? What was the reason?
Don't tell me I'm gonna catch a car for this. Bitch, please. You don't need to drive. You don't need to drive. Why do you think you should drive? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I know.
Well, darling.
And then this bitch, she up here, she driving.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what you're capable of doing. You know what you're capable of doing. So, you're stronger than that. So you just keep on right on trucking along and doing what you got to do. Well, 50 Cent. Well, 50 Cent, I see him as another person that once he got, you know, a little bit more famous and a little bit more money, he got a really handsome dark-skinned child, and now he got a biracial looking child. He seems very proud of that child. You know, it's disappointing that Black men do that, and it's just disappointing. I just wish that these famous men that have all this influence, I wish that they would choose dark-skinned women more, because they setting an example to the public. They're setting an example. These people, most people are followers, unfortunately, and they gonna follow what they see. They gonna follow what they see. So I wish they would realize this. There you have it. Yeah. Well, it's a money thing. They can you know, make money off of each other. So that's what that's all about. But as far as yeah. Well, I'm glad you called in. I'm gonna go ahead and get off this phone, because me and you could talk all night long, because I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. But I am happy that you called in. I'm glad that you're doing better, because I know the last time we talked, but I'm happy that you're doing good. You seem like you're in a happier yes, I'm always happy. I like seeing dark-skinned women be happy. I'm glad you're in a happier place. Absolutely. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk again soon, and you can hit me up on Facebook. Yeah. All right. You have a wonderful, blessed night. All right. All right. All right. Bye-bye. She is a sweetheart. That sister right there is a sweetheart. Shout out to you for calling in. Shout out to you. She is totally a sweetheart, y'all. She really is. So yeah, y'all. And that's an example of a sister right there that has been impacted by it, and that's what she was explaining to me. Some of the things was kind of personal. That's why I was took off the speakerphone, because I didn't know if she wanted to share all of that. But that's an example of a sister that's been impacted by darkism a lot, a whole lot, and that pain is still there. And that's what I was saying. Darkism impacts dark-skinned women way more than it does men, because again, it's all tied up in our beauty, and our beauty is everything for us. It is everything for us. It is self-esteem for us, like literally. And again, that a lot of that beauty is based on skin tone, and in this society that we live in is based on skin tone. And the sister talked about her grandmother and how she was treated, and that's still sticking to this day. And that again, and that's causing her. She talked about how she doesn't like to associate with a lot of people. Same thing. I could completely relate to that. I had the same issues going on with my grandma, and it hurted me a lot to this day. Like it really does hurt. It is something that you have a hard time getting over. And see, the grandmas didn't say to the boys, "Oh, you so handsome," because they was like, one was light skinned and one was dark skinned. That didn't go down with the boys. But the light skinned grandchild was praised and told she was beautiful and was given gifts. Even at an early age, the economics play a part, because the light skinned family member was given money, given gifts, all kinds of stuff, clothes, whereas I wasn't given anything. And that left a long-lasting impact and impression on me. Whereas again, my dark-skinned brothers, she actually embraced my dark-skinned brother and took care of him. So it is a huge difference. I wish people would stop denying it. It's a huge difference between the way that darkism impacts the dark-skinned man and the dark-skinned woman. And it is all tied up in beauty being power. All tied up in beauty being power. So I think that I said everything that I needed to say tonight to get this off my chest. This live was inspired. Eat, live, thrive. You say you watch Crystal Swirl. This live tonight was inspired by what that brother said. That brother told the truth about men not having to worry about the skin tone thing. He's glad that it's not based on their looks, and he told the truth. So I want to thank that brother for inspiring this tonight. I want to thank that brother for being honest and telling the truth. I want to thank all of the people that called in, and I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all truly from the bottom of my heart, and I'm very happy that I could help by talking. I'm happy. I wish that I could talk to you more. I don't want to the people that call me. Let me just say this. I don't want you to think that I'm being short with you or that I don't want to talk to you, because I work. I have a very busy schedule and a very, very busy life. If I was independently wealthy, believe me, I would spend a lot of my time doing nothing but darkism and colorism counseling. But I don't have the freedom to do that. So that's the reason why that I don't, sometimes I may not be able to talk to you all the time. But believe me, you are always genuinely in my heart and in my mind and in my thoughts and in my prayers. And whenever I can help somebody, I'm always doing it. Just because I don't say it or come online and talk about it, I don't need to do all of that. Because if I'm helping you, it comes from here. And then we keep it moving. Because I've been the dark skin activist. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch tonight. And I want to remind you guys to make a donation. Once again, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I want to remind you guys to make a donation to one of my financial platforms, because I have my dark skin activist play that I am putting together. All right. And you can go to my GoFundMe, and this is my GoFundMe right here. And I'm going to put the link inside of my chat box. So you guys can go to my GoFundMe and make a donation. And if you donate anything in the over $40, I will send you a copy of one of my books autographed. So you can go to my GoFundMe. You can also go to my Cash App. My Cash App is Rashida. I'm sorry, there's a $sign in front of it. I always forget that $sign. If you don't put the $sign in front of it, you might not find me on Cash App. But anyway, you can go to my Cash App. You put a $sign, and then you put the words Rashidalala, RASHIDALALA, $sign Rashidalala. Okay. You can also go to my PayPal, and my PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, that is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. The funds will go towards me doing the Dark Skin Activist Tour that features my live shows. I need to pay for the venue. I need to pay for the tech. I need to pay for the travel. And it's also going to be a live stream pay-per-view. So you can watch it from anywhere in the world through live stream pay-per-view. So that's another component of that I need to put together. So help me to produce this play by making a donation. And I want to thank everybody that has supported my work, every single person, no matter what you've done. I think everybody that, like I said, people that called in tonight, I appreciate y'all calling in. The people that have called in before, the people that are watching, I really do appreciate y'all. It is the world's first and only dark skin activist, Rashida Strober, the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the first platform in history for dark skin, known as Dark Skin Activism. And I am signing out. Good night.